for joining in to learn everything you need to know about non-fungible tokens on a Friday night. I mean, it's Friday night in India. It could be Friday morning or Friday afternoon, or probably early Saturday to anywhere else in the world. The point is, you joined us to learn about NFTs. You had questions on Twitter and Instagram, and we're here to deliver. We have the answers. Tonight's workshop is called Everything NFTs, and we have Vedant Pawar with us, the CTO and co-founder of Komet. So, yeah, without taking too much of your time, I will leave this virtual stage and let Vedant do his thing. On
Yeah,
yours, Vedant.
thank you so much. So it's very nice to be here. To give you a short intro, basically, I am the co-founder and CTO at Komet. Before doing the Komet, I was, building and like being working in blockchain for about 2 years. So I started like in 2019. I would say precisely when I was back in work in China. I was like building another startup. So worked with the Chinese government, worked on a couple of projects, wrote first Solidity code for a lot of startups based in China, Southeast Asia. So after that, moved back to India and started working with Comet with my co-founder Kush. So we have been working on Comet for almost a year now. And yeah, so basically at Comet, we are aiming to bring a secured wallet infrastructure for NFT opportunities that are out there. So this NFT opportunity could be you want to apply for allow list, you want to mint NFTs, or you want to share these collectibles across the marketplaces or even with your, external wallets or your friends. So that's where we decided to build Comet. Can you go to the next step? So basically nowadays the major issues that people are facing, I would say the current scenario looks pretty, damaged in terms of the experience. Whenever there is like anything that you want to do with NFTs or owning assets, wallet is one of the major infrastructure layer that comes into play. But if you see like whatever is happening activities around you, you will always notice that there are always hacks happening with any kind of wallet, like whether it's wallets or Solana, wallets or even compatible chain. So security is always a concern for any NFT collector or any person who is owning assets in Web3. So that's where Comet was, Comet also came across this problem. Our co-founder, like Kush, also lost, some of his assets, like around 40,000 rupees, Indian rupees, in like one of these issues. Then another thing is like when you are an NFT collector, you have to go through certain journey. So that journey includes you apply for a whitelist of particular collection. Before that, even before doing that, you need to find a particular collection, right? So you go to social media like Twitter, you go to Discord, and you find like bunch of random projects. Then you do your research. Then you apply for a whitelist. Once you get the whitelist, or you actually mint the project on the minting date. That's when the project goes live. Once you mint the project, then you go to secondary marketplaces and look at the opportunities that hey, can I actually flip it, or hey, can I actually hold it for a long time if there is a utility, if there is an actually utility or not. Like so, these are kind of the issues that any tree collector goes through in their day-to-day life. Then there is also issue of interoperability. People have very less to none knowledge of whether these assets can be moved from one chain to another, whether they can be actually used from one system to another. This system could be like it could be like a to give you an example like game studio. Like can I use this in this game and can I move it from this game to another game? How the metadata is getting managed. So all these issues are like always there in terms of the collector. So that's where like we basically found out like this issue. And can you go to the next slide? I will. So basically, these are the top three issues that Comet found out. That there is always a wallet security concern. Like there are private key hacks, there are malicious contracts that ask for permissions. That hey, give us the permission. But then people don't have idea that what they're actually asking in those permissions. And then there is always like rug pull and this kind of activities in NFT world that everyone is aware of. Then comes the, like I said, the NFT journey is broken. Like there is a cross-platform utility or like inconsistency that you have to hop from one whitelist platform to minting platform, from minting to secondary. So you always need to also compare the prices across the secondary marketplaces. Let's say what is the floor price on Sorare, what is the floor price on let's say Rarible, what is the floor price on OpenSea. So it's quite cumbersome. It's not very like user friendly. And then you also need to like go through this journey, like actually connect the wallet and then do this process even before finding out like whether it's actually worth it or not. So that's where we decided to like come into the play. So in the next slide, I'll basically show you like how Comet is solving all these issues. So for solving the first issue, which was like hustle, we basically created a single click onboarding for our users. So any user who is like, wanting to get onboarded onto Comet, find these training opportunities, they can get logged in with their social identity. Social identity can be any, like, anything like your uh, Gmail, your Twitter, your Discord, your Apple ID. So once you basically get onboarded, you also create your decentralized identity that can be used across the NFT platforms, and it could be anywhere wherever you are plugging this NFT. This decentralized identity can be used. Uh, Second is we have also developed a progressive security architecture. What does that mean? Is like basically at Comet, the private key is secured by multi-party computation. So basically, we have created a system where private key is divided into multiple parts and it's like encrypted and like stored at multiple locations. Then there is also a smart contract-based wallet where we all are aware like EOA-based wallet, like externally owned accounts like MetaMask, they are not safe anymore. It's always better to have like either a hardware wallet or like something similar. So that's where we brought the concept of smart contract-based wallet into the picture. So I will explain what does this progressive security terms actually means and like where it's coming from in the next few slides. Then we also have like curated NFT opportunities on Comet. So what does that mean is like you can, with a single click, user can apply for a whitelist collection. Once that collection goes live, you can actually mint that collection within the wallet itself. And once you mint that, you can also check what is the floor price of that collection across the marketplaces, and you can go and mint that collection. You can trade that collection and sell it across the different marketplaces. So, like I said, like previously, the journey was so hard. Like you have to be hopping from one platform to another, and then comparing prices, doing your research, and it's not even curated. Some projects are fraud and all. So you don't have to worry about that. First, your wallet security is solved, and then second is your journey of NFT collector is also solved. So I would say this is like a platform where you can actually rely on when it comes to everything NFTs. So yeah, so coming back to the progressive security architecture, basically what happens is at Comet we have an architecture where there is a primary wallet. When user gets onboarded, a primary wallet is created for the user. So this wallet is basically externally owned account like MetaMask. We divide the private key, encrypted private key into multiple parts and store it. So there are multiple locations. Like example given here, one is the cloud storage, like it could be Google, Apple, or like third party. Then second is Comet Infra. This is also encrypted by users' input, so we don't store it like like raw shares of these keys because tomorrow like Comet can also interfere, right? We don't want to be that way. We want it to be decentralized. Then there is also another share stored at the local storage, like the device storage that people are accessing now. So whenever there is a signature formation required, we basically combine these keys. We basically create a signer object, and we also take a 2FA input from the user, two-factor authentication. And once the signature is done, that key like is destroyed, the signer object is destroyed, and like so that nobody has access, even like external dApps, they can't get access to these private keys. Once the amount, let's say, goes a little higher, like that's when the anxiety comes into the picture. People are like not able to sleep well. They're like whether my assets are safe, is there going to be another hack? That's where we basically introduce a smart vault into the picture. So let's say you get assets above $1,000, right? So you can say, hey, I want to secure my assets, and let's move it to the smart vault. So in the smart vault, what happens is it's a multi-sig smart contract based wallet. So whenever, let's say, even if your private key gets hacked in that case, if there is a request that is coming to smart vault from outside of your, let's say, mobile device, we basically freeze the smart vault for 24 hours. And if you are like, coming to know that, hey, it's just a random case, you guys, I'm not hacked, you can also ask for a social recovery of your wallet like before those 24 hours. By social recovery, what do you mean by like, let's say I know Lumo's lab, I know someone else as my friend, I can make them as a nominee for recovering this wallet. Even if I lose my private key, I still have access to this smart wallet. So that's where we decided to build this social recovery method with multi-sig. And so another thing as a security we added as a layer is that we added an on-chain 2FA. So for every withdrawal that you do from the smart vault, you have to basically go through a on-chain two-factor authentication. What does that mean? Is like we basically generate a TOTP that's sent to the user and that's also communicated to the smart contract. So smart contract actually verifies whether the user is actual user or not. So even if let's say a hacker has your private keys and he goes back and runs the command from anywhere like Postman or any random server, you won't be able to get access to your smart wallet because that's where we will be, making sure that only user is getting communicated access to the smart wallet. So yeah, like it's a I would say three-layer security system that we have built at Comet because we believe that wallet security is the base layer for anything that you do in Web3. So that's where we decided to build a system like this. Um, yeah. So now to show you, like previously, it used to be this kind of journey where I had to worry about what is the like NFT prices across the marketplaces, whether my wallet is safe or not, whether gas fee is going up or gas fee is going down. Then I also had to worry about where the whitelist is happening, where the minting is happening, where the secondary parking, at what price point I should list my NFT. All these concerns are gone with the Comet. It's a single click process. So you get onboarded with a single click with your social identity. You go back to like the platform and then you start like your NFT journey like, at the second that you get onboarded. So I would say at Comet you can start your NFT journey in just like 20 seconds. Like that 20 seconds include your wallet generation, your NFT minting, and also your trading it across the marketplaces. So I think that's like one of the fastest way in today's world that I can think of to basically fuel your NFT journey. So yeah, can you go to the next slide, please? Thank you. So yeah, coming. So that's all about Comet. I would love to have any more questions from you guys. Uh, Coming back to the problem statement that we proposed at Lumos was basically I'm very big fan of something called decentralized identity. I think I also proposed it like what Comet is building. So decentralized identity could actually change the game, the way people interact with each other in today's world in Web3. Because nowadays, what's happening is like if you have studied some gaming studios or any kind of system architectures that are out there, the identities that are there, it's only it's within the ecosystem only. Like for example, if I'm playing something and I have to go to next platform and I have to create another account, that's not how the way should be, right? People are saying that they are proposing decentralized identity, but it's not a multi-ecosystem right now. It's still like stuck to the particular ecosystem, like because that's easy to make. Like you just need to create a mapping of Web to Web3 database of identity, let's say Vedan.com, and like I can create one IP for something else, and I just map that and like share that across the whoever is integrating Comet wallet. But that's not how it should be, right? It should be something which is it should be multi-platform. Like it should be interoperable. So that's where we basically propose this as a problem statement, and I would love to see and would love to give ideas like how people are thinking about this. So good example of this in the web world would be UPI ID, right? So in UPI, you don't actually give other person that, hey, uh, I have three banks connected, and can you send to this bank this much amount, this bank? You don't do that, right? You just give like your UPI ID and you say, hey, can you transfer me $100? So same thing can happen here. Let's say I have three wallets created, right? And I have my ID. And this wallet, like one ID is basically comprising of these three wallets. Now the other user doesn't have to know like which three wallets I'm owning, which chain they are on, and everything. It should be just simple. Like I just select the chain. Let's say it could be Solana, it could be EVM compatible chain, and I select the amount, and I just transfer that amount to the other person without actually knowing all these things. Because nowadays, if you see, the transfer of money is still cumbersome. Like if I have to say Lumos Lab, let's say payment of $5,000. I would have to make sure that, hey, is your chain active in your wallet? Hey, are you like giving me the correct address and everything? That's not how it should be. So that's where we basically decided to build this decentralized identity. WC3, if you guys are aware, like W3C community has already been active in this, and they have already proposed like few standards for building this identity. There are also some ways to do that using substrate layer and all, but I had also given hints in the problem statement that Comet had proposed. You can go and check that out. Like I think Lumos can also post the link to that problem statement, and let other people go and apply. Personally, I'm also very active in this space. So like I've studied like already like what people have been doing, what went wrong for them, what is one way that it can happen. So if you guys are interested, I would love to guide you. You can reach out to me any day and like we can brainstorm and like solve it together or something. So yeah, that's all. So like you can reach out to me at vedant@redcomet.me. We are a team of almost like 12 people right now, and we have been growing, actively looking for developers and non-developer people to join our ecosystem and build for all the NFT creators and collectors that are out there. So yeah, if you guys have any questions, I would love to answer.
Hey everybody, that was it from Vedant. Like he said, if you have any questions about the Komet track at the Buidl to Web3 hackathon, feel free to write those questions in the chat section and we'll take them up. If not, you could reach out to him personally on his Twitter handle that he mentioned. It's at the rate of underscore Vedant Pawar and another underscore at the end. Cool. Like he said, Vedant at comment.me is also approachable. And yeah, I think we can wrap up. Thanks everybody for joining in. Have a nice weekend.
Hello? Yeah, I mean, if nobody asks question, that's okay. Like you guys can think about it and like let me know the questions. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, if you're really interested in solving this problem statement, do let me know because I believe that this can actually change the game in Web3. And it's not a pretty straightforward problem statement as well that you can just go back home and build it like within one night or something. You need to think about a lot of there are a lot of loopholes and there are a lot of security concerns that come forward. But I would love to guide you. Like there are some ways that I have in mind, and I have been also building something quite similar on my own. So yeah, okay. I
Yeah,
guess
sounds great.
yeah.
All right, thanks for that.
Thank you.